and welcome to day 3 of the mini mindset series. If you're watching this thinking that could really benefit someone I know, send it to them as well, because let's face it girls, we all have bad days and we all need help with it. Just a little reminder that if you do want to join the lift method, it goes live on the 15th of September, so you've got a few weeks. So if you've got any more last minute holidays at the beginning of this month, then go and do that. You can reserve a space by joining the priority list down below, links in my bio. Girls, have you ever overate, skipped a workout, skipped a walk and gone out for dinner instead? Ate a chocolate bar instead? Had a drink with a friend instead? Have you? And if you ever have, please know you're not a failure, you're not meant to be perfect, and you don't need to feel guilty, and you certainly do not need to punish yourself for doing any of the above. There'll be a reason why you're doing that, and it might be one simple reason of, actually, I'm just not held accountable. I'm accountable for myself, and at this time where I'm really busy with plans, it's just not enough, so I do need some help. And if you are, the lift method is ready and waiting for you. So let me go back to the car tyre story I was telling you about in day 2. So I got the tyre, I was really stressed, but the first thing I did was I called my dad, or call someone that you love, someone close to you, someone that will listen to you. It took 4 attempts to get through, that'll be honest, but I did get through in the end. And I spoke to my dad and he just comforted me in the situation and told me exactly what I need to do. And he just spoke to me, he just listened and he spoke to me. So whether you're like someone on the receiving end of this call or you are the person that is struggling with the situation when you're having a bad day, listening, finding someone that can listen will add so much value to your life. There's no arguments, there's no frustrations, they just listen. My dad really taught me to listen more and listen to people, listen, just be the ears that they need in that moment. Then once I got it all off my chest, my poor dad, I then wrote a to-do list. So I wrote down the things that I needed to do in that day that I could have been doing in the tyre shop, I guess. But I wrote down all the things that I needed to do by the end of the week, so I had a really clear direction on how I'm going to tick those things off. It's a bit like what I do in the lift method. I will give you daily habits, which is your how are you going to lose weight. You have daily habits that you tick off. It's great, little incentive, tick, 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 oh, dopamine hit, done. You tick them off and that is what's going to get you to your goal. Well, I did the same thing here. I knew that I had a lot to do that week and I was really stressed because I was sitting in the tyre shop and I had all this stuff to do. And actually all I had to do was write it out so I could see everything, which made me feel a lot less overwhelmed for starters. But also it just made me feel really calm in that moment when I was really stressed and heightened, because I could see how I was going to achieve it, how I was going to tick them off. And what I did was I reduced the amount of ticks that I had to tick off on my to-do list for the day that it happened, and I just added a few more onto the other days. So by the end of the week it was all going to get done. Some days were slightly longer than others because I had more time. Now, I think to-do lists are really good, but they can be really bad actually, and that is if you put too much on your to-do list. You know, like when you're on holiday or something and you make like a packing list and it's like this massive list and you think, I don't know how I'm gonna get this done, and it just actually overwhelms you. That's what you want to sort of avoid. So that is why putting it into days is so important, because you look at it and it just feels so much easier to digest, and therefore it always gets done. The next thing I did when I got home, obviously I was shorter on time from being at the tyre shop, but the to-do list I wrote wasn't overwhelming. But what I did do to make sure that I got everything done before I had my next call at 2 was I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I do this a lot. Do Not Disturb, and I put on some music that I like, and I had 2 hours of deep work, and I literally just sat there. I didn't move. I only ever moved my arm from my desk if I was having a glass of water, and I was just really strict with myself, or if needed the toilet. No puddles at the desk, please, your boss won't like me. But yeah, that was the only reason I moved. So I just stayed at that desk, and then I got it all done before the call. That to-do list I could have done in the morning, I then still did it in the morning, but the difference was I had no procrastination, no overwhelm, and I just got on and did it. Also, my next tip is if you struggle to have that deep focus, find something that makes it better. So what I mean by that is, if you're going to sit at your work desk and you've got no motivation to do it, you can't be bothered, or you're going to go to the gym and you've got no motivation, you can't be bothered, pair it with something that you do like doing. So maybe that's making coffee, or drinking coffee, maybe that's drinking matcha. Maybe that thing could be literally just that you like listening to Beyonce, so you're going to put her in your ears when you work out. pair it with something you enjoy, and trust me now, it becomes a lot easier to do. So as I said in the last video, by midday I honestly felt like such a different human. I turned my day around within a matter of hours. I was more productive. I wasn't really stressed at the end of the week because I had to do all of, it was on a Thursday, I had to do all of Thursday's tasks. It felt really, really good to achieve something like that in such a short amount of time. And it just goes to show, like, not everyone's perfect. You can turn your day around. You're not a failure if things happen to you, if you skip workouts, if you overeat, if you binge. You're not a failure at all. What I will say is get on the road to quitting binging, to losing weight. And then every time you do it, it'll become less and less, and it will really start to build your confidence again and your self-esteem, because you will start to see the results happening and you'll start to believe in yourself more. Like, honestly, when I tell you my coaching is more than just weight loss, it is like life-changing, because if you've got confidence and a high self-esteem, you value yourself highly, oh my goodness, every single aspect of your life improves. I've had clients get promotions. I'm not going to promise that, but I've had clients get promotions. I've had clients feel absolutely amazing on their wedding day. I've had clients go on holiday and feel like an absolute rocket in their bikinis. I've had clients have a better relationship with their partner, have more sexual encounters with their partner because they feel amazing, because their self-esteem is better. They're more confident in the bedroom. I know it's getting a bit TMI now, and maybe you're getting a bit uncomfortable because I don't like talking about that stuff either. But it does help and it does work. I actually want you to try it. I want you to try my tips and see how you get on with that. If you have a bad day, do that step-by-step process and let me know in the comments of how you get on. The moral of this story, guys, is, as I said in the last couple of days, perfection isn't real. Instagram, social media isn't real. Seeing a girl get a matcha coffee, go to a workout class, come out, go to hot yoga in the afternoon, then come home, shower, get ready, take hours in the mirror and then go to bed. It's not real. And you are honestly comparing yourself to something that is not even comparable to your life. Perfection is never the goal with me, with my coaching, with the Lift Method. We focus on progress, and that is it. I think many people think like they can't start a fitness journey until the diary's clear, until they've got no hen-dos, no weddings, no nothing in the diary, and actually it couldn't be further from the truth. I understand why people think that. They think, oh, it'd be easier if I don't have social plans, which is true, it will. However, the thing it won't do is allow you to go to those social plans and have the education and the knowledge to know exactly what to do. So when they come up again next year, you know exactly what to do, rather than not knowing. The worst thing anyone can do, honestly, is clear their diary to start a fitness journey. You need to live your life. You don't want to sit in all the time. The other reason for that is you will start to resent your diet. You won't enjoy yourself because you're cancelling all the things that you like, that make you mentally feel good. And you'll just end up resenting it, and you'll go, do you know what? No, I want to live my life and I don't want to do this anymore. And that is why so many people yo-yo diet as well, okay? So if that is you and that sounds like what you do, like, honestly, don't worry about clearing the diary. Don't worry about being less busy. You can still go to the pumpkin patch. You can still go to Christmas lights. You can still go and have a cozy hot chocolate and roasted marshmallows this autumn within the Lift Method. I literally promise you can still do that. I do it. You can do it. You just need to learn balance and how to control those situations and how to not spiral and binge, and also how to not restrict yourself before you go. If that sounds like a bit of you girls, you know what to do. The Lift Method has now got 60 people on it, no word of a lie. As I'm filming this, it's going up and up. So if you do want to join the Lift Method, the link is down below. £125 for the first 10 when it goes live, and then £150 thereafter. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you the real truth about fat loss, and to be honest, it's probably going to be something that you haven't heard before. In fact, it's probably the opposite of what you've been told. I will see you there. Bye.